don't know when we're live.
Oh, it says broadcasting now.
I think there's a delay, but hey, we're going to figure this out. I'm going to let it go to about 15 seconds and then I'm going to start and hope for the best. We'll watch it live on YouTube later. All right, here we go in 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Michael Ray Bauer. This is a one-on-one segment where hopefully every once in a while I'm going to interview or talk to a friend, a celebrity, an actor, anybody I can get that's available during the quarantine. And then hopefully I can get them live and we'll do an interview. We'll just talk about life and ask them some interesting questions. So thank you for tuning in. I am trying out a new software tonight, so forgive me if there's any bumps in the roads. And now we got a thing that there's a lot of echo happening, and that's probably my microphone because I live in a box. But we are definitely trying out a new software. So people online, if you want to let me know if there's any echoes, who's echoing, whether it be me or my guest, I'd really appreciate it because I am trying out a new software.
Is the echo better?
We'll find out. We'll find out in a minute, guys. So long story short, let's introduce my first good buddy, my first guest on my one-on-one test show. His name is Brendan Mitchell. He also goes by WETMOVIE1. Say hello to the nation and let everybody know what you are doing during this quarantine.
Hello, my name is Brendan, also known as WETMOVIE1 on YouTube. I am one of Michael's many friends, and what I'm doing on this quarantine is just, sitting around the house, trying not to like let it all get to me, let all the news get into my mind and drive me crazy. But I'm doing okay.
That's cool. Well, one thing you're very well known for, not only cringe that people like to say, you're very well known for loving movies, hoarding up on DVDs, Blu-rays, and posting it on YouTube. With today's world, actual physical media has truly disappeared. And you're one of the people that kind of keep it alive through the digital form of YouTube. And that's one reason why I believe you truly have a lot of fans, is because digital media is no longer just a block away or in a mini mall or in a store. And people like you keep it up. And I really want to thank you for that. But why is digital media gone the way? I mean, why has everything went digital, and why has physical media truly disappeared when there's collectors out there like you that would truly want it? What do you think about that?
I don't think physical media has really disappeared yet. I mean, it's still around, especially right now with boutique titles, like Shout Factory, Scream Factory, like the people that are releasing the old school stuff that we all loved growing up and stuff, like Escape from LA, Escape from New York, Escape from LA, the classic, there's companies now that are been around a while that are releasing these movies like special editions with new, interviews with the directors and commentaries and all this stuff. But I've only recently came into doing, watching stuff digitally with like a Roku device that I got. And I like both. But I just like physical media because I grew up with it, like with VHS and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I love physical media as well. But many years ago, I started hoarding up like you did too much. And I have too much of one thing. Like I would have walls filled with, and I'm not going to call it crap, but like it would sit on the shelf for a year before I'd even watch it. Then everything became digital, went on hard drives, and I was able to buy bigger hard drives. So I was able to put the media or that movie on my hard drive and basically pull it up on my computer, which I'm on all the time, and watch it there. But so that helped me out in terms of space, and it didn't take up my entire room because I wouldn't really look at it on a daily basis. But I do miss the artwork. That's the point of physical media to me, was the artwork, the posters, the records from the 70s, like I cannot even name you an album, but you could tell me like the cover of a 1980s album, and I'll be like, oh my God, I remember it because I saw it at a Sam Goody, or I saw it at a, whatever one of these old stores that used to be there were, but that no more. So we no longer recognize physical media for the artwork anymore. We really don't.
No, because nowadays artwork is like a lot. It's not as cool as it used to be. If you would look back at like the artwork of this is new artwork, but like this will be kind of the stuff that you would see on the video store shelves back in the day. But now when it comes to newer movies, like physical media wise or whatever, you get like generic posters or generic things like this with just like someone's face, and there you go. There's the name of the movie. Like there's a difference between this and this, but the same thing when it comes to watching physical media. The quality doesn't diminish at all. Like I come to find out watching digital stuff on Netflix, whatever, if your Wi-Fi is not good, your internet not good, the quality can diminish and then go bad and go good.
You know what? That's a very interesting thing because I've been watching a lot of movies now, streaming them, whether it be through Netflix or other accounts. And I have really good Wi-Fi, and I do a test of my Wi-Fi before I watch some of these movies, and I have like a 200 megabyte download because I'm directly connected sometimes, or I have like a 50 megabyte download on Wi-Fi. And when I'm watching a movie, I'm not even watching it in HD because I pay for the standard digital Netflix instead of the HD. But then I get the squares. I get the squares, the pixels, and then it pisses me off. And that's one good thing that is missing from actually having the physical media and putting it in your player. So I commend you on that, dude. But I just wanted to say that I truly have loved that you kind of show the physical media to your audience, because I don't know what the artwork looks like unless I watch a hoarding up video. Then I'm like, oh, that's what the movie poster looks like, or that's what the steel box edition looks like.
Yeah.
But I don't buy any of it because it's too much money. I can't afford it. And honestly, I don't fucking care. But in terms of the 80s and the 90s and maybe the 70s, in terms of CDs, albums, movies, I miss the posters. I miss the VHS boxes and all that, because I used to walk into a store and then it would say like new releases, and then they would have a crappy horror movie that I never heard about, that never went to theaters. But then I would get it and I'd watch it. So I miss physical media, but I understand why it's gone, because there's really no place for it, and they save a lot of money. They don't have to pay artists. They don't have to buy cardboard, pay for plastic. But real quick, I think, were you going to show something? It looked like you were interested in showing
I was going to show you something. I miss things like this. This is an old school CD set that came out years ago. They don't make things like this. If they do, it's all digital music now. But like, I miss the ways that they used to, like, have the track listings of things and just like show old pictures, and who knows like what kind of cool stuff you can see in these things. Like,
That's true. They used to have stories with almost everything back in the days, even video games, man. Like you would get the book for a video game, and then it would have every character identified in their little backstory. So you'd like, oh, Mario, he's a mushroom. He's trying to save the princess. So then you'd get excited to play the game, and then you would go out and play the game, and it would be fun because you saw the artwork and all that other stuff. But again, they kind of only... Do you think they print millions of movies now on Blu-ray or DVD? Or you think it's like maybe hundreds of thousands per big store like eBay or Best Buy? Like, you get it? There's no more mom and pop stores anymore.
Well, there's some, but I believe movies like, Harley Quinn and like the big Hollywood blockbusters of today.
Did you watch it? Did you watch that?
Yes, it's not the greatest, but I enjoyed it a little bit for what it was. But like movies like this get a bigger pressing than like stuff like Escape from LA that just came out at the same time.
Real quick, remember the Halloween party we went to a couple years back that I told you a lot of celebrities go to and all that? My friend Bo Barrett.
Yep.
Well, his father is the production designer of that movie you just picked up, meaning he designs all the backgrounds, the stages, the sets, and everything.
That's
That's
cool.
my friend. That who you met. That's his father. He did the movie Her. He got nominated for an Academy Award. He works with Spike Jonze. He's one of Spike Jonze's good buddies. He did all the Smashing Pumpkins music videos back in the days with MTV, like Cherub Rock and all that. I'm just saying I'm proud to know him. He's a great actor. Plus, his father is very talented, my friend. So, but you've met him. It's all good.
When it comes to also physical media, like I'm in my 30s, okay, almost 40s, and I grew up with it. So it's like I have an attachment to stuff. You know what I mean? Like the way it is, and for me to have something like this in my collection for years, and then like sometimes down the road, like when I met you, and Dude, Where's My Car? Like you signed my Dude, Where's My Car DVD. Like I have my I have this one signed by Smokey Robinson when I used to meet him in Blockbuster when I used to work there. He signed it for me back in the day. I thought that was super cool.
We got a super chat from my boy Jason Smith, who runs a company called Independently Blind. He gave us a nice donation. He's a big fan of yours as well, Wet Movie. He said, much love, my brothers. So I want to thank you for the support to this channel and all future channels. And Jason Smith, say hello from Wet Movie. He's actually a fan of yours, Wet Movie.
Is this Independent Blind is Jason?
Yeah, it's my friend Jason Smith. He's an amazing Raider fan as well.
What's up, Jason? Thanks for supporting the channel here, my man. I appreciate you.
Thank you for the donation, Jason. I'm going to have you on some Raider shows soon. You know I will, brother. But check him out. Look up Independently Blind, and he's doing big things with his corporation for people with, that are, blind, basically, or having eyesight problems. You're doing a fantastic thing. Much prayers, and I love you, brother. All right, we're going to get some questions going out to Brendan Mitchell. Like I said, this is a test broadcast that I've never done before, so it's kind of planned out. It's not perfectly executed. We could talk about physical media and all that other stuff for days on end, but I'm going to ask Wet Movie a series about 5 questions. Some of them are going to be very intimate and interesting, and we're going to get some answers because we're going to let everybody know why I think of you as one of my good buddies and why I'm very proud to be a friend of yours as well.
Thanks, man.
We also got a quick little donation from Brent Mania 89. He said, stay legendary, both of you.
Thanks, Brent.
Thank you, Brent. And hopefully WetMovie1 can add some software like this to his channel because it opens up a little bit more professionalism for all of us. So hopefully we can do it all moving forward and have interviews and all that other stuff.
I'm hoping to. I'm gonna try to figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it all out. All right. We are powered by StreamYard. I didn't buy the real version. That's why it has their logo. And just want to let everybody know we are going one-on-one with Wet Movie. That's right. And then during this segment, any of your super chat questions, and yes, I'm being, why are you asking for money? Why don't you, if I ask a question, why do I have to pay to get on a screen? Well, right now I'm trying to get some extra cash. I got to pay my COVID rent. But honestly, if you ask some questions in Super Chat, they will go live on screen. And then you can ask a regular question as well. Hopefully I see it and get to it during my questions. So you don't have to pay to get a question answered, but I might not see it. With Super Chat, it does like a big bright light, even 50 cents or $1, and I see it, and then we'll answer it. If it's an okay question. If it's really bad, I won't. Because I ain't getting into no personal stuff. All right. Let's start with a question to WetMovie1. What is your favorite all-time YouTube video?
That I've made?
Yes, one that you have made.
Well, there's this one I did in San Diego with my buddy Danny. It's called what's it called? Like Out and About Kissing Girls or something like that. It was insane because it all starts off with just like a regular vlog on the street, and within like 10 seconds of the video starting, there's this like kind of crazy homeless lady on the street, or we think she's homeless, and Danny pays her $5 to lick my face. But then all of a sudden, like within like 2 minutes after that, I'm talking to a stripper on the street, and she's inviting me and Danny to a strip club to celebrate her stripper friend's birthday. And the video just keeps on going until I meet these girls at this club and I'm dancing with them, and it gets kind of weird. If you type in WETMOVIE1 kissing girls, it'll probably come up. You'll see it.
I mean, I could tune it on and maybe watch a little bit of it.
Go ahead.
How long is it?
Oh, it's pretty long. You might want to skip through it, but you can like watch the first part of it. You'll see me get licked in the face.
All right. Well, I'll watch it later. That'll be my viewing for after hours when I'm in the dark. And I just noticed that my screen, when I go back, my green screen is not covering the whole thing. So
it's okay.
I know, but you can see my room or whatever, which I kind of don't like. But all right. So my favorite all-time YouTube video that I have made personally, well, it's got to be my demo reel or a video that I have on my YouTube page, just because I got to look at my career, like and edit it. Like almost everything I've done, I kind of edited a little piece of it and put it in my demo reel or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I like that. But in terms of actually creating something, I think it took a long time, but I love my Beast Mode Burger video, because I used to watch a series of videos called Epic Mealtime, where they would go put bacon and chili and cheese and with this like techno music in the background. So I made a version of me cooking a burger for my favorite Raider player, Marshawn Beast Mode Lynch. And then I kind of made it like Epic Mealtime. So you see me going, yeah, we're going to put bacon on it. We're going to put cheese on it. It's funny as heck to me. But boy, it took like 8 hours of editing, dude. I'm not good at editing. But that's my favorite YouTube video of all time that I've ever made. And if I could say my favorite YouTube video of you all time, it's, to be quite honest with you, it was the one that you just made recently with the quarantine. You made like a quick little hilarious, like, where you made everybody afraid of COVID-19. It was like a funny, scary, weird video. Yeah. And you showed me telling you, get away, Brendan. I laughed because I'm a conspiracy type person, and you made me laugh at how ridiculous the fear is, for this virus or whatever. So, dude, it quickly became like my favorite, dude, because you were making fun of something political, and I thought that was pretty awesome.
I cut that together in like half an hour or something like that. And I like how I added Lisa Loeb in there because you mentioned her and I saw her there. So I cut back to her saying, oh, the coronavirus.
Oh, you got to love Lisa Loeb.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So, okay. So that brings me to, how do I get to the questions? Hold on. Forgive me, guys. So that brings me to my next question, since you brought up Lisa Loeb. All right. What actress would you marry? I'm going to have another question about like virginity as well. But like, how they always say one person you would date, one person you would marry, and another person you would like, just have sex with. What actress would you marry? Meaning you think would be the perfect wife to you?
I'm guessing because she just seems so fun and outgoing and like actually really smart. Because a person that I would meet that I would like to be with is a person that's maybe most likely smarter than me. So I would say like to me she's cute, she's funny, and all. Cool, especially movie friends. That is Rosario Dawson. She just seems like she's super cool. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, there's something about her. Like she stands up for what she believes in, and I dig that shit.
Yeah, you went back to Rosario Dawson. I should have known. You have something with Rosario Dawson. It's pretty intense and awesome. I could have sworn she was at an event we were at recently together. I could have sworn it, but hey, I don't know. But I gotta hook you up somehow. But also one of my favorite videos that me and you have done together would have to be that time we went to go see the Goonies cast live, dude. That was amazing. Oh, you mean the Richard Donner thing?
Yeah, the Richard Donner event where we saw the whole Goonies cast on the stage and Richard Donner was there talking. It was so cool.
Yeah, no, I had a great time on that, and I truly thank you. Which actress would I marry? You know what? It's got to be Scarlett Johansson now. I would marry Scarlett Johansson. The reason being is she is so beautiful, and I had a crush on her in Don Juan and a bunch of other movies, but she recently married a cast member from Saturday Night Live, and that means she enjoys humor and all that other stuff. And I don't know, she just seems like she would be fun to go out to a party to. She enjoys weird humor, and she's gorgeous and good looking. And boy, that movie Don Juan, boy, she turned me on. So I would marry Scarlett Johansson. All right, here's another good question that you don't have to answer, but I think you should. What actress would you have given your virginity to?
Well, back when I was like a teenager and stuff, I would say Christina Ricci all day. All day. That was like my girl back then. You know, Casper, Now and Then, Gold Diggers, Addams Family. Like,
but
back
she
then,
was a child back then. So
me and her are the same age. I'm just saying.
Yeah, now you are. But again, if you wanted to give your virginity to Christina Ricci back then because of your attraction,
shit, even now.
She's pretty hot. What was in that movie? I saw her naked in a movie called Black Snake Moan at Sundance. And she went to the premiere. That was kind of cool. I did have a crush on her. I think what movies came out after Addams Family or Casper? Like maybe 2 or 3, 4 years later.
It was like Opposite of Sex and Ice Storm.
Opposite Sex was one of them, where she started exploring her sexuality. Didn't she have the biggest boobies? Did she get a breast reduction? I think she did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she was very good looking back in the days as well, but nowadays I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, she's still cool. She was kind when I met her that one time.
No, she's pretty awesome. But man, Christina Ricci, that's the girl out of the choice of every actress that you would give your virginity to.
Well, Rosario Dawson too, if I had to pick, but.
Well, virginity is more like sexual, meaning you get it like you're hot. It's like lust. That's what I meant by marriage. I meant somebody that you think you can get along with and all that. And then virginity is kind of like, lust. You just want to like, you're so hot.
Okay. All right. I don't know. That's my answer though. Hey, don't forget about Brent. He had a $2 super chat right here.
Did we? I think I see it. Oh, another one.
Yeah.
Forgive me. He said, favorite movie you guys have been in? Together? Or a favorite movie as actors that we've been in? Let me leave that on screen. Well, for me, my favorite movie that I've been in, of course, it's Evolution. I mean, it was like $100 million movie. I'm working with Ivan Reitman, who directed Ghostbusters, Stripes, and like, my God, like I'm a fanboy. So Evolution, it didn't turn out that great in terms of everybody, or it didn't make a lot of money, but that was my favorite movie to be in because I worked with people that I really looked after. But in terms of my favorite thing that I've ever done in my career, it's got to be Dark Angel with Jessica Alba, because I worked with Cameron. I met Cameron. And I was the star of that episode, and I ended up, you guys are going to find out in an interview I did later, but I ended up being on season 3 of Dark Angel if they were going to have a season 3. But they did not have a season 3. But I ended up doing one episode as a guest star on season 2. Then they loved me so much, and I did such a good job that they brought me back to be a cast member for season 3. But it got canceled by Fox once they found out how much everybody wanted, and then they put Firefly instead. Show whatever, but that was my favorite TV show that I've been in of all time. Go ahead and answer yours, because you've been in a couple of movies, Brendan.
Well, they're definitely not as cool as yours, but I've been in a couple things that I really enjoy. I mean, they're not necessarily good movies per se, but like I had fun doing them. The ones I had the most fun doing was a movie called Bro, What Happened? That a comedian friend of mine that pretty much inspired me to make YouTube videos in the first place, and my short films and things. There's a movie. It's called Bro, What Happened? And it has like Bobby Lee in there, Mr. Belding from Saved by the Bells up in there, Dennis Haskins, and of course Jamie Kennedy. And I'm just like, holy shit! And I'm just like, I'm in it throughout the movie a little bit in party scenes and stuff. No one can really find it these days. But that one, and I had like a real small like extra role in a movie called Chillerama, and you can barely see me, but like I was on set a whole night, and got to like meet and hang out with Adam Rifkin and like Lynn Shay, who you guys know from like Kingpin and Something About Mary, and like see her work. It was cool. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, these movies are not amazing, but like it was just cool to be a part of something like that, to be called upon. Like, hey, you want to be a part of this kind of thing?
Yeah, Jason gave us another donation. You don't have to, Jason, but he wrote the Beast Mode Burger was awesome, meaning the video that we spoke about a little while ago. And Wet One, you and Mikey should do a podcast. He said, I'll help with it. There we go. Maybe we should.
Maybe this is the podcast right here, YouTube style.
Now, this is called one-on-one. One-on-one, where like I want to talk to people differently.
Mm.
But if we do a podcast, we got to figure out what to do and how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with me is I go into conspiracies and people don't like to hear about that stuff. And I talk too much and my brain doesn't make sense, to be quite honest with you. My brain like does this jumble, 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 jumble.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm learning. Again, in a movie, it's different. They give me lines that I have to say so I can figure out how to say it and do it. But when I'm trying to come up with intelligent words or thoughts, I struggle with it sometimes and I have to slow down. So this is going to be good for me to learn how to be a podcast host or maybe even a game show host in the future. Maybe I should be a game show host. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Jason Smith, man. I love you, brother. All right, let's get to how do I take this question off screen? There we go. Now, what actress would I have given my virginity to? Well, no doubt it's the Rocketeer girl. She was in A Beautiful Mind. She starred in Career Opportunities.
Oh, shit.
Jennifer Connelly.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Connelly. And you know what? Let me see if I can bring up a picture of even her and Christina Ricci so people would see who we would give our virginity to.
Please make a picture of Christina Ricci now, not like 1990.
Well, I mean, you got to do it, like because that's when we had the crush on them. So,
Mm-hmm.
But my crush was on a girl that was over 18, even at the time when I thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me see if I can do this. I'm not sure. Never done this before in this live broadcast. Forgive me, guys.
So thank you, George, for the $2 super chat, my man. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thanks for following me on Instagram. I appreciate you.
I'll be right there, George. I promise you. And we'll get your question on screen. Again, I'm very new to what I'm doing here, so forgive me. There is a way to do this. So I have to go to this. Then I have to share the screen. Application window. Okay, I'm learning, guys. Did it come up? Did it go? Did it disappear?
It disappeared. Hey, how you doing?
So there it is. There is Jennifer Connelly. She is the girl I would give my virginity to back in the days. This is from the movie Career Opportunities. Let me take off the banners so you guys can see how hot she is.
Dude, listen. There's this other one I really like too. Now that I'm thinking about it, she's always been kind of gothy, right? But Winona Ryder, dude, that'll be mine. There you go. Merry Christmas, Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder from what movie?
Anything, any movie.
I saw her in Mr. Deeds the other day.
Yeah. Like me and her can be together, and I'll always be like, she'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it. We're all strange and unusual."
Okay, so how do I go back to stream? I'm trying to figure this out while we do it live, guys. Forgive me. Let me see how I can share a screen again, and then I think it has Winona Ryder on it. Let's see if I can do that. Did it come up?
A whole bunch of pictures of her came up.
Yeah, I just clicked Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
So
Winona Ryder from Reality Bites days too. That'd be how you doing?
Reality. Let me write Reality Bites. I love the soundtrack of that movie, but I hated the movie itself. I thought it was so bad.
Oh, I love it. That's one of my favorites.
So there it is. From the you know what? She's pretty cute in the Reality Bites days.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she still is now. Shit.
I don't know. She smokes too much on Stranger Things, and she just looks old and haggard to me. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion.
I wouldn't throw her out of bed.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Let's get to the...
Unless Christina Ricci was outside or something. Hey.
George Babylonia said, Brendan, thanks for the kind reply on Instagram. We got you on screen. Thank you so much, George. All right, let's get to the next couple questions so we can get on out of here. Because like I said, we're testing it, seeing if it works. Here we go. What actress do you hate? You just absolutely cannot stand whenever they're on screen and they piss you off.
Well, there's not really I don't really hate an actress that makes me go, oh, I don't want to watch her. But I would have to pick, what's her name from Twilight? It's kind of like a go-to.
Kristen
Stewart.
Is that her name? Kristen Stewart? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't. Her and that lady, that Elizabeth Banks.
Do I want to have sex with a wolf or a vampire?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm trying to do an impression. I don't know. And then who else was the other one?
Oh, whoever directed that new Charlie's Angels movie too, Elizabeth.
Oh, she's in the new Charlie's Angels. That's right.
Yeah, but Elizabeth Banks too. There's something about her that just makes me go, I like her.
All right.
Yeah,
she's all right. She's all right. Who's the one that I absolutely hate? It's that comedian Amy Schumer. She just she gets on screen and I just go, I don't even know. I continue watching. Then she starts making these jokes about how, like she's so ugly or beautiful. I don't know what it is about her. It's Amy Schumer lately. It's just been the one that but I still watch her things so I can cringe even more. It's like your videos. Some people hate you, but then they watch every video because they can't look away.
Yeah. Dude, if you want to, before we end this live show, you can watch like the first 5 minutes of that WetMovie1 Kissing Girls video. It's kind of weird.
I probably will.
All right.
I should do a live reaction where one day I go live and watch all your stuff alone.
Oh, no, you wouldn't want to do that.
All right. What's the worst movie you've ever seen?
Of recent times, I would have to say probably Gretel and Hansel. Maybe. I couldn't get into it, but the worst one of all time, I don't know. I blocked it out. That new Charlie's Angels movie was kind of bad.
So we got donations, but I'm not even going to. I'm not even going to respond because there are people in my life that constantly cause me drama and pain.
Yeah,
so I'm not even going to respond. But thank you for the donation.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it. If you want to donate, appreciate it. I just, people that hate or cause drama in my life, I don't want to associate with them. I'm too negative normally. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so worst movie you ever seen was Hansel and Gretel.
Or Gretel and Hansel, the newest one.
All right. The worst movie I have ever seen. Many people like it, but it's not Jack Ryan. What's the one with the guy that made? See, I hate it and I can't even think of it.
That's what sucks about bad
Matt Damon. He plays like a detective or something like that. Like it made the Bourne Ultimatum, the Bourne Identity, oh my God. I do not see Matt Damon as a military detective, whatever he is in that movie, but I could not watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I could not watch it. That's it. The Bourne movies.
Mm-hmm. I never watched any of those.
I don't know why, but I love those type of movies. I love Jack Ryan. I love, all the Harrison Ford movies, where he plays Jack Ryan as well. I love those type of movies. But yeah, that recently is the worst movie I've ever seen. I'm sure there's one, but I didn't think about it from the 80s or 90s. But there was one horror movie that stood out to me because I know you're into that type of stuff.
I like all kinds of things, dude.
It was called Frankenstein 3D. This was like in the late 80s or early 90s when 3D was a thing in theaters. Mm-hmm. And there was a movie called Frankenstein 3D. And I went to see it, and it had gore. Like they would cut up body parts and I was like 14 years of age or 13, and I could not take it. Mm-hmm. I had to walk out of the theater because I'm not a fan of gore. I'm not a fan of blood. I'm not a fan of any of that stuff.
But the thing is, weren't you in like 2 horror movies though?
It doesn't mean I like it. Yeah, if they're gonna pay me, I'm gonna be in a horror movie.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of horror movies, bro. Just Again, I'll just quickly name the only horror movies I've ever really liked. Of course, growing up, I enjoyed the Freddy Kruegers, the Jasons, and all that. But as I got older, they weren't scary to me. Mm-hmm. But Poltergeist is the ultimate. That scared the heck out of me because my TV would do the static at like midnight. Like all the channels would stop at midnight, and I'd get the static. Mm-hmm. But growing up, I liked Saw. Saw changed the game for me, even though that has a lot of gore, which I didn't like. But I love the puzzle of Saw. And then Scream. Scream did it for me.
Mm. They're thinking about making a 5th one, but without Wes Craven and trying to get some of the cast together again. I don't know what to think about that.
That'd be pretty cool. Mm. All right. So this question is, if you want to answer it, cool. But what's your favorite movie of all time? Like if you had to pick one movie. Mm-hmm. Really?
Mm-hmm. The Goonies.
Straight up, why? Like, how did it surpass all the other movies you've seen? Like, how did it stay on top?
Well, I don't know. It's just something about it, from like the music to the time that it got me. It's just like movies like that and movies like Angus. Like I always kind of, I don't know. I always revisit and watch, and movies that are easily rewatchable to me.
Yeah.
Or like some of my favorite ones, like Back to the Future. Things like that.
That you're right. Goonies is one of those rewatchable movies. Like if you had cable or whatever's on TV at that moment, if it's on, you literally sit down and watch it. Like whether you're doing dishes, you're doing the laundry, whatever, you literally watch the Goonies. You leave it on in the background. You just leave it on. Mm-hmm. So you're done right with that. How old were you, and do you remember seeing it for the first time? Where and when were you?
I was a kid being babysat. I think I was like elementary school or something like that. My mom would like go out with her girlfriends on the weekend or whatever, or like a Saturday night or something. And me and my sister would go and get babysat. And my babysitter only had recorded things off of TV, and she only had like 3 tapes that we can watch. And the 2 that I remember was Look Who's Talking, which I still love too, and The Goonies, recorded off of TV. And those are the ones we always watched when we went to her house. And that's what kind of made me, like it even more. And what's even cooler is that I got to meet some of the Goonies, and I was with you when it happened. Which I did with my YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That kind of makes it.
You cut out at the end. You cut out at the end, but they heard you. All right. When was the first time you saw the Goonies? Do you remember?
Yeah, I was at my babysitter's house.
So you saw it on VHS or DVD or?
Yeah, recorded off of TV.
Oh, recorded off of TV, so even less quality.
Yeah, but it was like the super early 90s, so it's just like didn't even matter to me.
So you didn't see it in the 80s, because you were born like probably what, late 80s?
Mm-hmm. No, early 80s.
You were born early 80s, so what, like 82, 83?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the movie came out, what, 85, 86? So you're probably 2 or 3 years old. Yeah, you probably don't remember it.
Yeah.
That's true, and it was on VHS by the time.
I was in high school and stuff, in junior high or whatever
Yeah,
it was.
yeah, dude, I love the Goonies. It's in my top three. But it was taken down a notch after I saw The Matrix. I don't know how it did it, but again, like you said, it goes with the time in your life. So growing up, I was around 10 or 11 years old when Goonies came out, and I saw it in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved Indiana Jones was my all-time number one before Goonies came out, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Mm-hmm.
And then Goonies came out, and it was in another adventure movie like Indiana Jones, but with kids and data and set in booby traps.
Mm-hmm.
So I fell in love, but it never surpassed Raiders of the Lost Ark of me seeing, an archaeologist and all that.
But the thing is, I think
patched it for me.
The thing is, I think you have an attachment to that movie because you said, I remember that you saw it with your dad, and you and your dad had a connection with that one. So that may be why that's like your number one. You know what I mean? And I think that's why that's probably one of my number ones too. Because like when I was being babysat, that was like my thing. I got to zone out and watch it myself. When it comes to the Goonies and things.
Yeah, well, I didn't see the original Raiders of the Lost Ark when it came out in theaters. I think it came out in 77. I was 2 years old. Was it 77 or 78? I'm gonna have to look that up real quick. I saw it when they came out with part 2. They had a double feature of part 1. Let me see the release date of Raiders of the Lost Ark real quick.
Hey, Brent, thank you so much for your $2 super chat donation again, buddy.
Yeah, I'll get to it. Forgive me, guys. What year did Raiders of the... Oh, 81. Okay, so then, you know what? Then you're right. I did probably see... No, I saw it with the double feature. I know for a fact. Whenever part 2 came out, what was the name of part 2 again? I can't even think right now. I didn't like it that much.
I can't think right now at this time, to be honest.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. There it is, Temple of Doom. So bad. 84. That's when I started watching movies. Like I was 10 years old. Mm-hmm. So there it is. I remember now. I went to see Temple of Doom, and then they had the Indiana Jones before it. My dad was like, "Oh, you're gonna go watch the new Temple of Doom or Indiana Jones movie?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, they have a double feature. We can go watch the first one before it." I was like, "All right." I didn't even know what they were. Mm-hmm. So then I saw the first one with my dad. Then I saw the next one, and it was a beautiful day. But it became my favorite movie. It was great. Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, the Nazis at the end, the guy's face melting. Mm-hmm. I was very big into church around that time. And then, the Ark of the Covenant, I didn't know that story. Then they opened it up, and then was it an angel? Was it a demon? Like, I just loved the whole adventure.
And I think we like movies like that and the Goonies and things because, at least to me personally, it like takes us on an adventure, like things that we probably wouldn't be able to do in real life anyway. Like, go into like the underground world and like go on like this really cool underground slide and find a pirate ship full of gold. And it takes us out of, whatever it is that's going on in our lives and just takes us into like a different place during the hour and a half order.
You're right. So think about it. That's an adventure movie, Indiana Jones, with an adult that I loved became my number one. Then Goonies came out. That's an adventure movie with archaeology type of stuff as well, and with kids. Yeah. So that became my number 2. But then The Matrix came out when I'm an older teen in like, what was it, 1999? Backwards, that's 666. Just gonna let you know that. But when Matrix came out, it became my all-time number 1, just because I guess my brain was expanding around that point, and I wanted to learn more about the world. And I guess in my mind, I started having questions about reality and, about news and conspiracies. Maybe in the back of my mind, all that stuff was starting to come out. So to see a movie called The Matrix, where he finds out, and he shows everybody the world they've never seen. And then, that basically we're all batteries. And there's no world. It's all computerized. It just blew my mind, bro. Like, I was like, what? And I believed it could be real. Like, when I first saw it, I was like, that could be our reality. So from that moment on, I watched it like 5 times in one day, and it became my ultimate number 1. Mikey, you should voice a cartoon character on a show. I should. but they don't hire me.
Have you ever done cartoon work before though?
I've done a few video games like characters on the side, not main characters. I was the original Glomer of Punky Brewster cartoon. They did like a pilot, like an early animated episode of Punky Brewster cartoon, and
Hmm.
I was Glomer in that episode or whatever. I recorded it. The audio is great, but it came out I think years later or a year later, and they had a different Glomer, and he talked. I'm Glomer. I don't remember how I did it. I went, I'm Glomer. How you doing, Punky?
Speaking of Punky Brewster, what do you think about the reboot of the show that they're doing that again with her older?
Oh, the Punky Brewster?
Yeah, she's playing herself and she has a kid now and stuff.
Well, I'm not up to date on any of this stuff, brother.
Dude, type in like Punky Brewster and like you'll see it. Punky Brewster teaser trailer, and we can like play it right here or something if you want. I don't know if we get in trouble or not, but
Well, I mean, you said you had to go at 6 o'clock, and it's 6.
yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, it is.
So I was just gonna, end this with this question and get on out of here.
Okay.
We're testing it, guys. We can go live at another time as long as this looks good and works good, which it appears to be doing. I can do this maybe every day now. Hopefully, if I have the time or if I feel good. But I just wanted to ask you this question, maybe to end today's segment. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
The way the world is right now, maybe sitting right exactly here, and but I don't know. I have no idea the way the world turns out for people and the way that it is now. I don't know. The world's a really rough place. I would like to, start pursuing my dreams more like I was, and in my videos and stuff, like going out to different events, connecting with different people, and trying to get more into like the industry somehow, and like do some other things like movie projects, TV stuff, something that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a scary thought to think about the future like that. But hey, do you remember this pic?
Yeah, man, that's the first one we took. When I saw you on City Walk, I think it was like back in late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, I think it was like it was around the time of The Matrix, 99.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. This is where we met, everybody. I was working as an assistant at the comic book store called Things from Another World. And I was trying to get my life in order. Like everything went to crap and I had to get a real job, just to find out who I was. And then so by working up at City Walk and meeting people like you, I kind of came back to creation with comic books and movies and people meeting me, from the earlier days of Nickelodeon. And then I got my confidence back. But at the time I needed money, to support my family and me as well. So I really had to get a real job, and boy, it did not pay. But long story short, I had a lull in my career. And then right around that time, I got an agent and a manager. Then I went on to do Dude, Where's My Car, Evolution, Dark Angel, like right after that. So I had a job for like 2 years at a comic book store. And then it enabled me to get back to life. So that basically, you came at a time where my career got started again. And now we're friends to the day.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, man. It's been a while.
Where do I see myself in 5 years? Hopefully living in a house with a bunch of people so I can have good moments every day. I don't want to live alone. I want to have like a big, not party house, but I want to have like a house full of creation and amazing people, maybe such as yourself.
And are you talking about like the Playboy Mansion, but for the Bower Pad?
Yeah, that's right. I just kind of want to like learn how to live with a bunch of people that are not family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for right now, I had to be alone and I had to move out on my own to get away from certain things. And I gotta fix myself. I got a lot of issues, and I need to be alone to fix myself, because if other people were living with me or I went with a roommate, then I would get involved in their life a little bit. So I wouldn't spend as much time trying to figure out how to fix myself. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. And I'm not doing a good job, but I'm trying. But in 5 years, I hope to be at least acting on any TV or movies or commercials. I hope to be living in a house, and I hope to be a little bit healthier, and I hope to have a YouTube channel with maybe over 10,000 subscribers. That being said, I want to thank you for joining in today. Everybody that chimed in for this test impromptu interview with WETMOVIE1. Go ahead and give this video a like and a subscribe if you did like it and you want to see more. Let me know what you thought of this segment and who you would like me to have as a guest. Maybe I can get that to come through. But please let me know if you enjoyed this. And thank you, everybody, for donating through the Super Chat. It honestly supports me in my life right now. And all I can do from the bottom of my heart is say thank you for the support and the love. WETMOVIE1, say goodbye to your fans, because a lot of my fans are only here because of you. And I thank you, WETMOVIE. So say goodbye to all your peoples out there.
Thanks, everyone, for watching. Stephanie and all you guys that are in the room. Joe, thank you for watching. And I guess we'll see you on the next one.
And check out his channel below. I'll have the link a little bit later. And you can watch his latest video with Gabe, the MIA Gabe.
Yep.